All right. We should be live. Do I have the chat up? I think I have the chat. What's going on, guys? So I know a lot of you guys are just now coming in. Welcome to the first episode of the Canon cast. So essentially, yes, I will be cutting my hair. This is my personal podcast that I have been really trying to figure out how I want to do it every single day, because I just get tired of like not having stuff to actually discuss on a daily basis. So every day we're going to take 30 minutes to an hour and just talk about some stuff that we saw yesterday, some stuff that we saw today, some news articles, anything interesting, and you guys can submit all of that stuff either in the comment section or you guys can submit into my Discord. All of that information is going to be in the description section so you guys can catch all of that. So the first thing I wanted to dive into talking about today was, as a lot of you guys may know, is the Super Bowl ended yesterday. And yes, I will admit that I am a black Patriots fan, which a lot of people don't seem to respect because it's just like, oh, you're just a bandwagoner. First of all, bitch, let me fucking tell you that the issue I have with people saying some shit like that is, yes, I understand that my team cheats. Okay, this is not up for debate. This part is not up for negotiation in any way, shape, or form, okay? But I do draw an issue with people who claim that I'm a bandwagoner, which that actually really fucking bothers me. And so the stuff that people say is just like, oh, well, you only like them because they're women. That is false. Where I come from, a lot of my family comes from Northern California. Shout out to everybody in Oakland, Richmond, and in the Bay Area. What's up, you guys? They all are fans of everything Northern California. So from the Warriors to the Raiders to the 49ers, everything Bay Area out. So when you come from a place like that and you enjoy the team and stuff like that, I was actually a huge fan of the Oakland Raiders for a very long time. And plus my favorite player of all time was Jerry Rice. So of course, after reading Jerry Rice's biography, my dad actually made me read it. First of all, this is how interesting this man was. My dad actually gave me money on a daily basis for a homework assignment to read chapters of the Jerry Rice autobiography. Like, this man literally paid me $5 a day to go through each chapter when I was a kid. And I'm like, back when I, like, looking at it now and looking back, I'm like, yo, I could have just been stacking paper. But every week I chose to be like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to read that book. That shit's not for me. So, you know, I'm just like, what? Like, why did I pass up such a good opportunity? And then by the time high school had rolled around, my dad was like, look, I'm going to give you $10 to read the rest of the book. And I think I was only like halfway through it. And there was like 14 more chapters. And I was like, yo, this is just wild. I can't, what happened to this $5 a day thing? He's like, it's off the table now. So after reading that, like, Jerry Rice became my absolute favorite player. And then there wasn't really players I could gravitate to after he retired. So lo and behold, Randy Moss came through, and I was like, yo, I like this guy. He catches everything. He's really cool. Like, he's got the swagger, you know what I mean? Like that was my dude. So then for a while, that was kind of cool, you know, part of the Raider Nation. That was dope. Those were great years, even though they didn't win anything. And then he got traded and ended up on the Patriots. So naturally, that was the one player I liked. So I was like, you know what? Guess we're going to Boston. Like, so I became a Patriots fan so quickly. And now let's not get it twisted here, guys. I in no way, shape, or form have any desire, well, maybe a small desire, to go to Boston at all in any way, shape, or form. No, thank you. Because I've known people who visited Boston, and I know people that have actually lived in Boston for a while, and they're just like, it doesn't really feel like home until they call you the N-word, like with the hard R at the end. Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, good old racism. I forgot about that. Like, so, you know, man, it's not a town I'm looking forward to visiting, but I definitely would love to go. Like, there's probably some cool shit there. I don't know what's there because I haven't Googled it in a while, and I wasn't prepared to hold this conversation with you guys or myself, honestly. So for a while I was liking Randy Moss. I was like, yo, this is dope. And then I ended up liking the rest of the team, you know. I think it was Wes Welker, Gronkowski. There was like a whole set of players that I just love from like 2008 to 2010, maybe 2011. Yeah, because 2010 was the Madden version when they went to the Super Bowl. Had they won the Super Bowl, they would have put Tom Brady on the cover. Now they have him on the cover of Madden 18, which I probably should buy because Tom Brady's my favorite player. Just because I like how he carries himself as a person. And he has fucking amazing hair. Have you guys seen Tom Brady's hair? It looks amazing. Like, even when he takes the helmet off, it's just like a L'Oreal commercial. Like, bro, how? Just how? So, you know, I just really liked a lot of that team. And then as soon as Randy Moss went to the Vikings, I was like, you know what? I can't follow no more teams. This is going to be it. This is where I'm going to stop right here. And then so I learned a lot of the Patriots history and stuff like that, and the fact that they've been to the Super Bowl more times than any NFL team in history. Okay, they don't have the most wins, but they've been the most times, which, I mean, is great. Is just fucking great. And I'm not saying I'm still on that winning team because they're a winning team because they lost yesterday, but everybody needs to take an L, and Tom Brady's just going to come back next year and just kill it. So, yeah. So I'm a pretty decent Patriots fan. I still have Randy Moss's jersey in my closet. And that I haven't gotten a Brady one just because it's too fucking expensive, but I just haven't gotten a Brady one yet. So, you know, by the way, guys, I am seeing your comments in the chat, so I do want to let you guys know that I'm just trying to get through the actual like talking portion of today's show. So we're going to be trying to do this every single day. So we're going to take 30 minutes to just talk about something. I don't know what it's going to consist of because, as you guys know, I like a lot of movies, TV shows, anime, all sorts of stuff. And then we'll probably have some guest people that'll make some appearance if I can ever get them. Hopefully we can get somebody with a little bit more intelligence as far as like a little bit more well-rounded, who can hold a sports conversation, who can hold a general conversation. So another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, yes, I have made an official return to YouTube. Yes, I have. I made this decision because it seemed like it was the right time. It was the right time of healing, and it was the right time of like just space away from like focusing my brain on YouTube, and I needed to focus on emotionally healing because, as you guys know, a couple months ago, me and my ex-girlfriend, we broke up. So, and we were together for 6.5 years, almost 7 years, and it was basically time to get married at that point. So, it's been a little difficult dealing with that. And the situation around that is I don't want to put her on blast or anything, but it's not turning out to be the best of things for me. But I've gotten to a point where like, oh, okay, I can at least like unblock you on Instagram now. Like, you know, like I've done just enough healing to get to that point. I shouldn't have unblocked her, but I just haven't had the balls to go back and block her again because anyway. So a lot of stuff is happening there, so I wanted to give you guys some insight on that. And also, I tried dating a few girls. That was very interesting because one girl actually used me for food. Like, she was just straight up not into the conversation at all. I'm like, yo, it's one thing if you're getting a free meal out of this, but bitch, at least fuck me. Like, what? Like, no. First of all, you are not gonna get a free meal out of me and then not give me good conversation. There needs to be an exchange here, bitch. Like, I need to feel like I put my money down for it. And guys, we're not talking like it was like we went to sushi. Okay, we went to have some sushi, and not like at a regular ass place or you know, just some hole in the wall. That would have been nice. That's what she deserved. A $20 sushi meal. This shit was $56, bro. $56 on a first time meeting this girl, and I'm just like, yo, you just really not feeling this, huh? But the thing she was feeling was that fucking meal in front of her face. That's for goddamn sure. She was definitely feeling that shit. Oh, she was feeling it all up in her insides, fam. But I was not feeling a damn thing that night. So that was one girl. And then there was another girl who I also, weirdly enough, took out to another sushi place. It was a completely different one. I really liked this girl. She was dope. she was great to talk to because she was a well-rounded individual, and you guys know how I like well-rounded individuals, okay? So, and she just was fucking awesome. Like, she was cute, she was funny, she was really smart, like devilishly smart, and like her knowledge of music was so deep. Like, it was actually a conversation I just wanted to talk to her about. The only problem is she didn't really care for Charlemagne the God, and I'm like, that's my idol. What is you doing? I'm confused. So as I'm like talking to her, she actually has like, it was funny because she wasn't really a fan of Daft Punk, which as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Daft Punk. So I'm like, yo, I like all of this type of music and you don't, we're not really gonna click. But at the same time, she was able to articulate why she did not like that type of music or why she did not like these groups, but she could also articulate why she would like them. She gave them a try, it just wasn't for her, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, yo, is you trying to get wifed? But then after a while, she went back to school because I think she's in school to be a doctor. So she's like in her second or third year of med school or whatever. And she like works 20-hour days and she works like at a private practice or some shit. But she was dope. She was a dope chick. She was like really, she would communicate like really, really, really well. Like I would text her and she'd be like, oh, hey, just want to let you know I can't text you until lunch. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So then she wouldn't text me at lunch. She would call me. And I'm like, yo, this broad bad. Oh my God. So like we were actually like talking pretty diligently. And then she was like, oh yeah, you know, like school's really hectic and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, no, just do you. I respect that. Handle thy scandal and thy sandals, okay? And she just kind of was just texting less and less and wasn't calling. I was like, okay, was it something I did? You know, was it something I said? She's like, no, we're really hitting it off, this, that, and the other thing. I'm just really super busy. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And she seems like a really honest girl. So then the other day I texted her. I was like, hey, want to know what your weekend is like? What you doing? And so she was just like, hey, so I'm at study hall right now, this, that, and the other thing. I just can't really like handle anything more than friends. And I'm like, excuse me? What? Okay, all right. It's not like I was excited to hang out with you or anything. So, you know, and I probably would have, knowing me, like, I probably would have been like, no, we could stay friends. That's cool. Because I liked hanging out with this chick. I liked talking to her. But, you know, I'm just like, let me just go ahead and just be like, I respect that. That's cool. Have a great semester. Goodbye. Send. Block. All right. So, you know, it was kind of cool. It was a pretty chill, you know, experience getting to know this person. Then there was this other girl I met at a party. She was kind of lame. And then there was this other girl I talked to, and it was just, yo, these females is mad wild out here, bro. I can't imagine, and like I just can't imagine doing it anymore. Like there's just, I'm gonna have to start letting these girls come to me at this point, because trying to seek them out and stuff like that. First of all, dating apps are a scam. Absolutely, 100% they're a scam. Because unfortunately, what Tinder does, Tinder and Cupid, both, OkCupid, both do this. And this is not like a sponsor or anything, because you guys know I don't have enough subs to get no sponsors yet. But it's funny, because every few like girls, I'll be like, oh, I like this one. Swipe right. No. Ooh, okay, I like this one. No. And then all of a sudden, it'll show me a dude. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Check my settings. This is set to women, right? And it's just one dude. And I think both of those apps give you the "are you sure?" because you're saying no to a lot of these women. It's like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Like, you've been swiping left on 40, 50, 60 girls and only picked 2 that you like. You sure you sure you didn't hit the wrong button, my boy? And I'm like, fuck you. Like, I don't need no type of problems like that. I'm cool. Let me just keep swiping or whatever. And then there was a couple new ones I've tried that were outside of that. The ones I use are Bumble, Tinder, and Cupid, because I've actually like met girls through those ones and they seem really nice and I made really cool friends. But you know what, guys? I'd have to say it's about time to just unleash the savage. You know what I'm saying? So I got my few dates in with a couple of these girls, and it was really nice meeting them. And one girl, this is another story. It's very interesting. I was out for my friend's birthday the other day, and we actually got into this club. And not only did we get into the club, we ended up somehow finessing a table and some bottles. And I was like, yo, how are we doing this right now? And all I came for was to, you know, get a little tipsy and dance. And then so there was not one, but two girls that approached me. And I was like, yo, this is interesting right here. And so, you know, we just chopped it up and started talking. There's two girls from Minnesota, and they were roommates, this, that, and the other thing. Now, let's not get it twisted. The first girl to engage, she was a heavyset girl. Now, I don't discriminate, as you guys can or can't tell from my Twitter feed. I do not discriminate whatsoever. You could be small, big, small, tall, round, A round. It don't matter. It don't matter to you, boy. If you're a nice person, I like you. Okay, if you got a great personality, I like you. But she was one of those round girls with the cute faces. Like, she looked like a 9 in the face. And I'm like, yo, whoo. She was looking good. And then her roommate was looking good too. And so, you know, I'm sitting here talking to the girl, and she goes, I don't know how we got on this subject, but we should totally hang out sometime. And I'm like, I just met you like 4.5 minutes ago when we started talking about music and food and what you do after you leave the club and this, that, and the other thing. I was in no way, shape, or form trying to talk to nobody. I just wanted to dance up against the wall and do my little two-step or whatever, and you know, fuck all this. I just came here to just do this. This is all I came here for. I didn't come here for no chit-chat. I didn't come here for no jabber-jawing. So naturally, me being the guy that I am, I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't show any disinterest whatsoever. I was just like, yeah, I'm down with that. Sure, why not? So we exchanged phones. She puts her number in there, and then I text her. I'm like, hi, you know, this is Jay, whatever. And so then her roommate comes over. She's like, oh, take mine too. And I'm like, ooh, wait a minute now. What is this? Excuse me. Yes, I'm gonna take this. Hold on. Let me. Jay the God. All right, here you go. So, you know, it's always been pretty cool for that to happen. So that's only ever happened to me one time. And this is without a haircut, guys. This is without any type of hairline fix up whatsoever. This is literally just happening just because I'm dancing. Like, I mean, the fits I was wearing that day, I was looking pretty nice. I was looking pretty nice. So, you know, I could see how I might be somewhat attractive to some women, but it's also very interesting because obviously I constantly think about my ex-girlfriend all the time. I think about, you know, how she's doing, stuff like that. You know, that's just stuff that you can't help. So, you know, I'm just like, I wonder if she throws my name through the mud sometime. You know, like, I just wonder that sometime. Like, because I'd be like, yeah, I'm an asshole and stuff, but it's like, how many bad things can you say about me? It's just like, yeah, he kind of overdid it. He always took care of me, this, that, and the other thing. He yelled at me a lot. But it's, I feel like the one good thing, and my ex-girlfriend, she's a comedian. I feel like the one thing she can't kind of like throw at me, yeah, the one thing she kind of can't throw at me is just like, he got a little dick. You be fucking lying if you said that shit. I'd be like, really? Really now? That's the one thing that she can't talk shit about, is the size of my penis. And I'd have to say, as comfortable as I am with the size of my penis, gentlemen, that is the one thing that I'm very confident about. So I'm just like, yo, that's cool. That's cool. So if I ever catch you at a show or I catch you on stage and you be like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend had such a little dick. Bitch, you lying. Like, like, I am never worried about that. Everything else, though, he was abusive. He yelled at me. He hit me, this, that, the other. I'd be like, tone it down. Why you gotta be so loud? Turn it down. Turn it down. Like, so, but you know what? That's just the way dating is right now, guys. Dating is very, very interesting for you, boy. And I wouldn't say I'm a player. Not at all. Not at all. So, you know. But if anything, there's one thing I want you guys to get out of today's show, because we have about 10 minutes left. We're going to get into the chat and the comment stuff during the last 10 minutes. So you guys can submit whatever you want. If you guys have links or something you want me to check out, anything. My mods should be, I do have a couple of mods today, it looks like, in the chat. So they should let you post links and stuff like that. that I'm gonna click on and then show people, just as long as it's not like porn or anything like that. Fuck, I look like Etika. So if anything, you guys can always submit that in the Discord. You know that link is down in the description. You guys can do that. There's a submission section. If it says it's expired, it's probably because it's to the Ask JaySama, which is currently locked, which is a video I have to do later today. But really, trying to stay positive, guys. That is kind of the biggest thing that I'm doing right now, is trying to stay as positive as possible, because we just out here trying to get this money. And if there's one thing I want you guys to gain from this, it's that every single move, I know a lot of you guys have seen me, you know, post about the acting stuff and the producing and the directing and stuff like that, and you guys have seen, you know, the Black Excellence 2018 stuff I be tweeting out and stuff like that. That is where I'm at right now. That is where I'm going to be at for the rest of the year. That is what I'm absolutely down with. So, you know, if you want to participate in that, please follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, join the Discord, all that, everything, my guys, everything. So I'm really just trying to push that home, that it's no longer about like, oh, I'm trying to get this YouTube money or whatever. Like, even some people who are upset about like these whole changes on YouTube and stuff like that, which, by the way, don't personally affect me, because I do actually make money off of YouTube now. So, which, that's not me bragging or anything. That's just me saying I put in the hours, I put in the work. It's like, you can check my catalog. Like, I put in plenty of hours, plenty of videos and stuff like that, and reach where I'm at, because I decided to do that. So, you know, that was just something I wanted to do. And I like the idea of making YouTube videos. That was something that I really wanted to do, but now I'm trying to transcend that. And you know what? This acting shit, guys, like, I know everybody's just like, oh yeah, I want to be an actor, this, that, I want to be rich and famous. I don't want to do it to be rich and famous, honestly. I really don't. That shit does not... Having a Lamborghini is nice. Having a mansion is nice. Having all this other shit is nice. That's great. But if it's if it doesn't help move other people forward, then it's like, why would I even want to participate in that? You know, I'm a dude for the culture at this point. Like, you know, so I just want to do it so that way other people can believe they do it. Like, one of my mentors, I guess, or one of the people I look up to, is Michael B. Jordan. And if you guys don't know who Michael B. Jordan is, he's the guy who played Creed. He's the guy who played Johnny Storm in that shitty Fantastic Four movie. And he's also, conveniently, Killmonger in the new Black Panther movie. So he has been one of my favorite actors to follow, because literally everything out of his mouth I resonate with. Like, everything he says just fucking triggers me. And I'm like, yo, this guy is just, he's my hero. And then but next to him would probably be Will Smith. And I like Will Smith because he's just so much of like, listen, I wasn't doing it for the money. I wasn't doing it for anything. I just did it because I liked it. And sure enough, it was just like, boom, it just blew up. And I did it not because I'm special, not because I have a special talent. I'm just like everybody else. I just worked harder than everybody else. And I'm like, yo, that mentality right there, that's what I truly want to be about. That's what I truly want to be a part of. So hey, you know what, that's what I'm striving for. That's what I'm aiming for, guys. And I have one thing I do want you guys to take away from this last little bit, is that on this show we will have the 3 C's, and every single day I want you guys to try and practice the 3 C's. Okay, let me not do that like a gang member. 3 times, three C's, guys. And so the first one is, every move that you make, everything that you do it for one of the 3 C's. You either do it for cash, which is benefiting you in some type of way. You can pay bills, you can, you know, buy nice things, whatever you want to use that for. Greed is not something that's bad until you start taking from others because you want more of it. Okay, greed I don't believe that it's always necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's a necessary evil in order to provide for those around you, provide for yourself. Okay, so if you're doing it for the cash, great. Okay, do that. Handle your hustle. Do what you got to do. The second thing you need to be doing it for is the clout. Even if you're not getting paid, even if you're not doing, getting super famous, this, that, and the other thing, you do it for the clout. You do it because you love to do it. You do it because people will look at you and be like, that guy always works fucking hard. Okay, you do it because you don't care about what people say about you to you. You care what people have to say to other people. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain amount of things that you can dispute undeniably. That's like if somebody called me an asshole, right? It's like, Jay's a fucking asshole all the time. He's an asshole. I hate that guy. This, that, the other thing. He sucks. He's fucking gay. This, that, and the other thing. You know the one thing that you didn't say, though, is that I don't work hard. You can't say that, can you? You can't be like, oh, he's lazy. All he does is this, that. You can't even fix your face to fucking say that shit about me. So you got to do it for the clout. The clout is what moves you forward, even if it's getting the respect of your peers. You want to do that because that is something that moves you forward. Everybody sees you as this, like, wow, he did this one thing for free and he didn't have to. That's a real motherfucker right there. I like the way he does things. I like the positive movements that he makes. The 3 C's, guys, yes. And so on the third C, which I feel is the most important, clout is great. Cash is probably, that's why it's first, second, third in order of importance, okay? The third is the most important. You do it for the culture. Okay, you do it for the fucking culture, guys. That is the most important thing. And I don't mean do it for your culture. I don't mean do it for anybody else's culture. I don't mean do it for your racial background or whatever. You do it for the people that come after you. That is your fucking culture. YouTube is my fucking culture. Acting is my fucking culture. Being a black man is my fucking culture. Performing arts is my fucking culture. So if there's anybody out there who's like, yo, man, I really want to get into this acting thing. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I got you. Because every move that I make, I want to try and explain how I did it. I want to explain how to get further. It's for the culture, for the fucking culture. Because there are plenty of other people that are huge anime fans. Like, you know what I found out is that not only is Morgan Freeman a fan of anime, which I found out was very interesting. So is Samuel Jackson, of course, because he's been in multiple animes. So is Michael B. Jordan. He loves anime, okay? Like, and then so does Will Smith. Like, all of these guys, who I find to be fucking legendary, are fans of anime. Didn't know that, did you guys? But as for the culture, that stuck with me because I somewhat like anime. I'm into anime. I'm into cartoons. I'm into sci-fi shit. I'm into comic books and stuff like that. And it also goes into, we're actually running out of time, so I should probably wrap this up pretty soon and then start looking at the chat because I was supposed to do that, but I didn't. So no structure. When you do things for the culture, you do things because it's for the people that come after you. Like, just think about it this way. You guys ever wonder why there's so many bad video game movies? Or why there's so many bad movies that are based on comic books and stuff like that? Like, the Justice League is a good example. I loved the Justice League. I thought it was better than the first Avengers. You know, fight me. But it could have been better because it wasn't made by a fan. And a lot of fans don't get into the movie industry. We just don't, because we're too busy being fans. So you'll have a lot of people who will make YouTube channels and they'll review films and stuff like that, and they'll talk about comic book movies, but they'll never make that jump from YouTuber to director. And so you'll have a lot of cats, you'll have a lot of people like Issa Rae. Issa Rae's if you guys don't know who Issa Rae is, she's the creator of the show Insecure on HBO. One of my favorite fucking people because she is always moving the culture forward. She took her YouTube show and then became a professional writer, and then after that she developed her own show and then developed another one and then sold off another show and then came up with Insecure. Now she's fucking just an icon in the black community, in black Hollywood, in Hollywood in general, just in entertainment in general. She's an icon at this point. Like, that is somebody who has pushed it so far forward, and so is Donald Glover. You know, Childish Gambino. He started off as a YouTuber. He started off as slanging his mixtapes and stuff like that. Look where he is now. He's Lando Calrissian. Okay, so these are people that when you want to take from the YouTube space and you're like, these are good examples of being able to move forward, that is something that you look at. Now, one of the other people I think is very interesting is, I think it's Black Nerd or something. He's like a movie reviewer or whatever. I like that guy. I think he's dope, but I think he would make a much better movie. Like, I think he would make a better director than he would a film reviewer. You know what I mean? Like, it's great to be a reviewer or whatever and have interaction with your audience and stuff like that. But when you're directly connected to your audience like that, it's like, you know what people are asking for because you're part of that community. If you're not part of those communities, how could you expect to make something for the general public if you don't even understand what the fans want. So when you create something like Justice League and people say it flops, it's because it's like, yo, you made it for that other 70% that weren't on board with the Justice League. Like, how many people can you go outside, throw a rock, hit that person, hit somebody, just random people in the mall or random people anywhere, and just be like, hey, do you know anything about the Justice League? Do you know anything about Batman, Superman? Bet you any amount of money they will say yes. They know something about it because they've heard about it, they've seen it, they have friends who talk about it. These are things that happen. So, with that being said, do it for the cash, do it for the clout, do it for the culture. The 3 C's, gentlemen. That's it. Those are the only 3 things, okay? And obviously, there's family and all that other stuff, but I mean, that'll fall in here somewhere. You know, you want to set an example for your family, you want to provide for your family, this, that, the other thing. Whatever case you may have, it falls under one of the 3 C's, you're good in my book, okay? So let's go ahead and take this last 5 minutes because we're at 30 minutes now. Like I said, guys, you can follow me on all of my social media, like on Instagram, on Twitter, all that stuff. I'm probably going to make a Facebook page. I'm not sure because I have one, but I don't have a whole lot of fans on it, and I know not a whole lot of people use Facebook, but it's still a tool I want to utilize. I still want to utilize more Instagram and stuff like that, so please go and follow me on there. If you guys need the links, you can actually get those from my Discord. You can get those all down below. You can ask me on Twitter. You guys can always ask me. So, what are you guys saying in the chat? Let's see. My guy Jay, just go on ahead and write you a book. Listen, I've only lived for 26 years. There's not enough experience to write a book. I'm sorry, man. She's just an icon living. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Cash, clout, and culture. Exactly. One after the other. What's up, Nathan123? How you doing, my boy? What's up, Shifting Clouds? Do it for the culture. Exactly. The 3 C's, gentlemen. Always remember your 3 C's. It's like, yeah, ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, and your 3 C's. Okay? Always remember those. Getting AdSense money, nani? Yeah, I just started getting AdSense money not too long ago, where it was like coming in consistently. So it's probably because in June, July, probably around since July, the views have been getting better and better, and then right around the holiday times it got really good, and then December kind of skyrocketed. So, you know, it just kind of brought me a little bit more money. So now I'm just trying to make sure January's popping. I'm trying to make sure February's popping. We're back at it, guys. January was obviously a lackluster month because, you know, all the depression, and I basically took all of January off. So, you know, if you guys have any topics or anything that you want to submit, there's plenty of things out there. I only talked about like this much of stuff that I actually had planned to talk about. So I'm going to have to try and work it into this 30-minute podcast. And because it's a live cast and I do it every single day, I want it to kind of be like a radio show almost. Every single day, there should be a block of 30 minutes. I might be able to extend it to an hour. I'm not sure. My working schedule is definitely changing all the time, you know, from temp jobs to working at home to not working at home to doing acting and stuff like that. Like, this stuff is all things I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to get organized. I'm trying to get better at it. So I thank you guys for rocking with me. I will see you guys tomorrow around the same exact time. So if you guys have anything that you would like to submit, once again, Discord is down below. There's a submission tab. Go in there. You can submit pictures, articles, videos, stuff you want, live reactions to, stuff you want videos on. And if I think it's interesting, if the rest of the community thinks it's interesting, and if it's part of the 3 C's, then, you know, it'll fit in there. Bring back podcast Sunday. No. The only reason why I say no is because that's something that me and Heavenly need to work out, as far as doing the Heavenly podcast, because him and his channel, he's like really taking steps to move forward. And even I had this conversation with him yesterday that really kind of triggered me and made me want to jump into this. Is he wasn't doing it for one of the 3 C's. Okay, he was doing it for cash. I mean, he thought that was great. He's like, you know, I just like doing YouTube. That's great. He's doing it for clout. The amount of clout that he's getting from all of these other people that are finally recognizing him, and they're just like, no, you're an asshole, this, that, and the other thing. My guy is literally just making anime titty videos. Just leave him alone. Come on. I don't understand what the hostility is here. But people are been, you know, everybody 100K and up in the YouTube community just seems to keep coming after him, and I feel bad because it's just like, yo, you invited that energy. You know, you can't necessarily always you can't fuck with everybody. So, you know, So you got to kind of keep your guard up. And he wasn't doing it for the culture. He's definitely not doing it for the culture. But every time that I talk to him, I'm like, yo, you got to move the culture forward. You have to. This is something that is important to the people that come after us. I understand that you don't give a shit about other people, but look, you got to do it for the culture. Otherwise, we will not have new creators when you and I are old and we need something to watch on Netflix. So anyway, this has been your boy JustJaySama. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys cannot catch the show, I'm sorry, but you can catch it after on my Twitch page. You can also catch it on YouTube. All of my social media links are down below in the description if you want. My Instagram is JustJarrett. That's JARRETT _. And you guys already know my Twitter. It's I think it's what, just_Jarrett, JARRETT. So it's the same thing. You guys can catch me on all of those social media platforms. Once again, if you guys have anything you want to discuss, anything that you want to share, there is a submission tab in my Discord. Go and check that out. I will catch you guys tomorrow. See you guys later.